Welcome to the New Planner Podcast, where it's all about helping you successfully enter the financial planning profession and accelerate your financial planning career. This podcast will help you understand the profession, become familiar with the various career paths available to you, and avoid the mistakes that limit your success. Join your host, Caleb Brown, to explore the human side of creating a successful planning career through interviews, personal experience, and insights from the trenches. Let's get started.
Welcome to the New Planner Podcast. This is Caleb Brown, your host. I'm joined today by Victoria O'Toole, Executive Director of the FinServ Foundation and a financial planner at Mercer Advisors. Victoria joins the show today to discuss how she entered the financial planning profession, how she started as the Executive Director at the FinServ Foundation, and how the organization is helping grow the profession, as well as an overview of her role as a financial planner in a large RIA firm. I hope you enjoy this episode with Victoria O'Toole. Hi, Victoria. Welcome to the New Planner Podcast.
Hi, Caleb. How are you doing today?
I'm great. It's Friday. I don't know, we were talking about all the fun things that we have going on for the weekend, but I am, just like all my guests, I am genuinely excited to talk with you and learn about you and your story, and so are our audience. So if you would just maybe start from the beginning, if you can, on financial planning. Was this something you wanted to do when you were really young? Did you transfer, career changer? Did you fall into it like me and a lot of other people did? Just maybe walk us through that.
Yeah. So to give a little bit of background, I'm a military kid. So I moved around quite a bit growing up, and there was really not much that was pretty constant in my childhood. But I will tell you, my mother's emphasis on giving back to your community and being really, really involved in the different places we lived was always something that was really, really important to her. And in turn, that became really, really important to me as well. And also, my dad was super duper influential in teaching me about financial literacy and the stock markets and helping me be engaged with our Edward Jones financial advisors. So I had two of those things growing up that really, really shaped the person I became. And when I was exploring career paths in high school and went through a financial literacy class, I was like, whoa, I could do this as a career. This is helping people, helping my community. I can be involved. And it's also kind of itching this scratch I had for financial literacy in the stock market. So I was a little stubborn in high school. And I said, I want to put myself through college without the help of my parents, because they both did that. And my dad was like, no, Victoria, you can't do that. That's crazy. But I was like, well, both of you did it, so it can't be that crazy. So I was looking at schools with good finance programs, didn't know about what the CFP programs were, but I ended up getting a full ride to the University of Alabama, and I decided to take it because it was pretty much free. And my sophomore year, I ended up being involved in the financial planning program there and running the financial planning club. And that's kind of the start of it.
Lots to unpack there.
Yeah,
One, that's an amazing,
Caleb.
We're 2 minutes in, and it's like amazing parents that they were able to do that. That's really cool. And then the second thing is, I know you got the full ride, but did you know about the University of Alabama's CFP program before you got there? Did you mention that?
I had no idea I didn't know what the CFP was.
Yeah.
CFP programs. The Edward Jones financial advisor did not have a CFP. Great guy, but he didn't have it. So I didn't know.
Okay. So you kind of fell into it, at least the major, like a lot of people do. And man, I just hope by the end of my career, and I say this every time, that will not be the way that people do this. They will be like, no, I know all the schools. I'm going to go to the financial planning major. Okay. So you got involved. So Georgia couldn't do anything. I mean, I just nothing against Alabama, but man, that's kind of.
I never applied. I'm not from the South.
Didn't even give us a shot.
Alabama wasn't on the radar. I had no intention of applying to a big SEC school, but I just got a random letter in the mail that said you should apply to Bama, and talked to the college counselor, and I'd applied to all the really great East Coast schools, but I was like, sure, Alabama. And they just ended up giving me the most money. That's really how I ended up there.
All in good fun. Great school.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you found the major and
Yes.
then you got involved
I
and then
got
you
very
started.
involved.
Yeah, talk to us
Very
about that.
involved. Yes. So my freshman year, I was set on this industry, but I wasn't exactly sure where I fit in it. And that's where my FinServ Foundation journey really helped me figure out my path within this industry. So freshman year, I was so proud of myself for landing a Northwestern Mutual financial planning internship. I was like, I'm a freshman. I got this incredible internship, and it was just not the experience I thought it was. So that was my introduction really to the
And
industry.
why not? Why not? Because we may have listeners that are
Yeah.
going that route.
Yeah, for me, I was I had no my parents could have helped me. I decided to not let them help me, but I was on my own financially, and the compensation model for me did not align well with starting off my career. And I also just felt like it was a little salesy, and I'm not a salesy person. And frankly, Caleb, I was not good at selling insurance policies. It was just not a skill that I was good at, was selling. So it just wasn't a good fit for me. But that's how I was introduced to the industry, was through that internship. And then my sophomore year, I found out that there's a financial planning club. So I got paired up with a mentor. His name is Jim Sumner through that. It is like a financial planning FPA chapter. It was like associated with the Financial Planning Association, and got paired up with a mentor. I got introduced to the FinServ Foundation, which we'll talk about later, I'm sure. But that was kind of the start of it. I did some other stuff, but yeah, to answer your question.
So I'm looking at your LinkedIn. So remember, then you became the president and the co-president. And
Yeah.
then I guess you graduate. So when was it? When did you get out of University of Alabama?
A woman that never reveals her age.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I've been trying to keep that hush hush. I graduated in December of 2025. So
What?
Yeah.
Like 6 months ago?
I've tried to
No way.
I've tried to delete it off the internet. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Okay. You have done a lot. I love this. Okay. So then what happened? You graduated. Here you are 6 months. What did you do after that?
So I moved to New York City from Bama, and I started my career at Mercer Advisors. So I am the executive director of the FinServ Foundation. I do that after 5 p.m. And before 5 p.m., I am building financial plans for our clients, and I'm presenting them either to our wealth advisors or I'm presenting them to our clients in meetings.
Got it. And I want to come back to that and talk a little bit more about the role, but here you are. You're like, hey, mom and dad, I don't want you to pay for my school. I'm going to pay for my school. Hey, I'm going to go work 2 jobs. Is everything okay? Like, what's going on? Like, your peers are probably looking at you with weird sort of eye. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, Caleb. And you can blame my dad for the workaholic genes. That's really what it boils down to. I don't like to not be very busy. I'm also studying for the CFP. I'm taking that July 16th. So
oh my gosh.
It is at the point where it's becoming quite a bit, Caleb. Yeah.
So how are you? I mean, okay, so we talked a little bit about the financial planner role, the FinServ. You're just doing that in the weekend, or tell people what that, help them understand what that is.
Yeah. So first I'll give my background on how I found the FinServ Foundation, and then what we do and a little bit of our history. So my end of sophomore year, I had done, I'd already done this financial planning internship with Northwestern Mutual. And then I was ending my JP Morgan, like it was a risk internship. It was under the wealth management division of the bank. And that also just was not a great fit for me. So I was like, I love this industry, but I'm just not finding a place where I fit well. And then I was introduced to the FinServ Foundation. So what really appealed to me was that Bama didn't allow students the opportunity to attend conferences. And I was like, networking is really, really important. So getting access to conferences. Also, I could have the opportunity to be paired up with a mentor. That was super appealing to me. I'd had some phenomenal mentors, but can you ever have too many great mentors, Caleb? So I got paired up with a mentor. I got conference access. I got a lot of coaching. And through the coaching that the FinServ Foundation provides, I was able to find out that the RIA industry was really, really a great fit for me. And that led me to Mercer, where I interned and took my full-time position. So I was hired on as the executive director last year. So it's been about a year I've been in the role. So I was doing it while I was a student and now as a full-time professional. But a few board members encouraged me to apply and I kind of laughed at them. I said, I'm like, I kind of didn't even finish this 2-year program and you want me to run it? And I kind of laughed at them and I was like, no. And then I looked at the job description and I kind of fit 90% of the qualifications. So I applied, I wrote the cover letter, I did the interviews with the board members, and now I run the program. So basically what we do is we have a free 2-year fellowship program for college students. They get paired up with a mentor for 6 months. They have 2 years of monthly virtual coaching calls, soft skill development, hard skill development, industry knowledge. They have access to get their SIE, Holistic Plan certificate, e-money, all of those, really great. And then they also have the opportunity to attend one industry conference free of cost. So that's our program. That's what we do.
It's amazing. I know that's what did it for me when I was at Texas Tech a long time ago. They took us to a NAPA and an FPA conference, and just like, man, I'm sold. This is awesome. So I just, my natural question, like, why didn't Alabama let you guys go to conference? I mean, what was the deal?
There was just no
funding.
Yeah,
okay,
funding.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Every university deals with that, but I know Georgia, their financial planning program, they take students to quite a few programs. So, okay, this sounds amazing. So is this available to everybody, this free 2-year, like, or is it an application and a selection process?
Yes. So we have a formal application twice a year, 2 different cohorts, one in the spring, one in the fall, and you fill out an application. It shouldn't take you more than an hour. And then if you are selected, you will go through a 20-minute interview with either myself, Jamie Hopkins, our founder and president, or one of our board members. So that's the process. Applications will open late fall. We just kind of closed them for our fall cohort. So we'll be pulling for spring at the end of fall. So if anyone is interested in what they're hearing, they can go to our website and sign up for a notification from me when the next application opens.
And we'll link to this in the show notes. So we'll make sure it's easy for people to get
Thank you, Caleb.
And I remember when Jamie reached out to me at UGA a number of years ago about this, and I'm glad to see that, and I think some of our people have gone through it, I'm glad to see that it's gotten so much traction. How is this funded? Where are you guys getting the money for all this?
Yes, we have a lot of really, really incredible donors, and they're financial planning companies for the most part, who provide us sponsorship. So Vanguard is one who recently came on and helped support 200 of our students to go through the SIE. So they're a really incredible donor. We also have Asset Mark. We have Orion. The list is like 20 plus, but we have a lot of really small donors. And Carson Group and BlackRock, they were our founding donors back in 2019.
Got it. Okay, great.
And fun fact, Effie from Georgia, she's on our advisory board.
She's great. Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Man, this is awesome. Okay, so can you just give us a sense on how big the cohorts are?
Yeah, great question. Our cohorts, we do 2 a year. There are 100 in each cohort. We've had over 700 students go through our program year to date.
And I just want to obviously any of our listeners try to sign up for this if you're a newer planner, but also if you're a financial planning firm owner, consider contributing to this, as a sponsor, or even if you don't want to do that. I mean, you should be able to. I mean, just look where valuations and look where the market is, right? But also maybe a mentorship, be a mentor.
Yes.
Is that something that you guys could set up if some firm owners reached out to be a mentor?
Yes, Caleb, you are just such an advocate. I love it.
Yeah.
On our website, there is a Get Involved tab. And right at the top of that tab is the sign up to become a mentor for one of our fellows. So it's about an hour commitment a month. And we have a director of mentorship. Her name is Samantha Allen, works at Merit. And she is the one who does all the pairings, sends out monthly emails with topics, discussion questions, worksheets, and it is a formalized mentorship program. So it is the responsibility of the fellow to reach out, schedule all the meetings, do all the work, and really the mentor is just there to show up and provide guidance and support.
It's amazing. All right, that's amazing. It sounds like a really big job. So how are you doing the full-time financial planner job and then doing this in the evenings and weekends?
Yeah, not a lot of sleep, Caleb. I could have a little bit more sleep, but it's just time management. And I'm single and young and no kids. So that's what I always like to say, but it is a little bit of a compromise. You don't have that much of a life sometimes because you are doing 20 interviews on a Sunday, back to back to back all day.
You're in New York City. Don't you want to go to the restaurants in Central Park and the Knicks games?
I do, just not as much as my peers. And that's totally fine because I'm very young and hopefully I have a lot more years of life to live. Hopefully.
Maturity well beyond your age. I mean,
Thank you.
I had no clue that you just graduated. Like, this is amazing to me. And again,
it's gone from everywhere. Like I deleted it and I cut the hair to help too.
Yeah, we may have to get the editors to script all that out so nobody can track you down. But man, and I say this a lot too, but I mean it like this makes me feel really good about the next, people like you and getting going on the next sort of iteration of the financial planning profession. I love it. All right. So now we covered FinServ. Talk to us about, it was pretty instrumental on helping you find a fit because you tried a couple channels. Yeah. On your own, and hey, thank you for the opportunity. Not a fit,
absolutely.
And this helped you. So, RIA. Why did you end up going the RIA route?
Yeah, well, the RIA route really, really appealed to me because, well, there was a lot of variety within the RIA industry, but when I found Mercer Advisors model is really, really unique, where they separate business development and a lot of the different roles from the wealth advisor. So I knew I didn't want to have to do the business development, the sales, the marketing, have to know everything about state, tax. I didn't want to be an expert in all of that because I wanted to focus on what I'm really good at, which is building relationships and being in front of clients. And Mercer Advisors model really, really fit what I'm looking for long-term in a company. So I had the opportunity to start as an intern, was hired on as a client service specialist, be a planner. So you kind of get to see the back office side. Then you get to be really hands-on, take all the financial information, build the financial plans, you're presenting them. The wealth advisor, they then have the opportunity to really build that relationship with the client. And then they leverage a state team, a tax team, an investment team. We have marketing team. And then we even have 3 different types of salespeople at Mercer Advisors. So there are people who do the cold calling, absolutely. And then there are also people who work directly with Schwab and Fidelity to win over the clients that they don't serve. And then they also have like different, more organic ways to bring clients in the door through community events. So it's a really, really cool model. And I thought it was super unique and a great fit for me because I could really focus on getting good at one role and then move to another role and then also have the financial support to get all my credentials that I want through the firm. So it was that sort of model that I saw a lot in the RIA industry that made me sort of look at the top RIA firms.
So if I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile, so client service, and then you did an internship with them. I think
I did
talk about that. And then it looks like you were in the client service role 1 month and then they promoted you to a financial planner. Is that really right?
So I did my summer internship and I got the full-time role to start as a client service specialist. And I started my role and it was the Friday after I'd started, and I got a phone call from the lady who hired me. And she said, "Hey, Victoria, I know you're starting soon. we're gonna move you and promote you to the financial planning role. And I was like, oh, it's so funny. I actually started on Monday. And she was like, oh, you started already? And she was like, some people were saying, you've already done your CFP coursework and you'll be sitting for the exam soon. It's honestly like it'd just be a better fit to just have you skip over the client service role and be a financial planner. So I was like, absolutely, let's do it. So yeah, pretty crazy. It was like 2 weeks in, I officially got the promotion and switched training courses. But it was the Friday after I'd started that I got the phone call.
Nice work.
Yeah. And you get that sort of benefit when you work for a smaller company versus a larger one as well, which appealed to me.
What's been the most surprising thing your first 6 months into the profession?
To be a little vulnerable, it's how much I don't know. I have been building the skill set of being a leader, running organizations, like being really, really great at organizing, being people facing. And that's the skill set I've built since middle school. I had been focusing a lot of time on that skill set. And this skill set that's required to do a client service specialist role or the financial planner role I'm currently in is something that I'm learning from scratch. The CFP courses were helpful. You learn a lot, but it's really, really different when you just talk about that information and learn in a class to how it's actually applied and using the financial planning software. So it's been a really big learning curve, Caleb. I'm doing something that I've never done before, and it's all new.
Yeah. And I think just having that one, appreciate you sharing that and the confidence just to raise your hand. Like I don't know how to handle this or what the client's asking. I have no idea. And and that's why the apprenticeship model and what you guys are doing, FinServ, I mean, that's why it's such a good thing. And we need more of this. So you have a fan here and I'll do everything I can to try to help you guys continue to grow that. Really cool stuff. And as kind of we're winding down here, just share a little bit, if you would, about you're managing two kind of full-time big jobs and you're also studying for the CFP exam. So how are you studying? What's your magic elixir because when you pass, not if you pass in July, when you pass, just what are you doing right now to get that pass?
Yeah. Well, I started studying in April. The exam's July 16th. I've been putting in the time, been putting in the effort. I've been going through all my books. I've been staying very, very disciplined. And I guess my mindset is if that isn't enough this first time around, then, we can't all be perfect all the time. So yeah, I've been putting in the time, working through the coursework. I'm doing it with Zon, and they've been a really, really great resource. It's been very focused. And I feel like they really tell you what exactly is expected to be on the exam. And I'll be taking my first practice test on Saturday. So maybe a little later than I should be taking my first practice test, but we'll be able to course correct and focus on those areas I might not be as confident in after Saturday. So that's the plan. I've just been staying consistent. I normally end work right around 5 or 5:30, and then I stay at the office and I do my studying in a conference room for an hour or 2 hours, and then I normally go home and do my FinServ work. But it's a challenge. I'm not gonna say it's super duper easy. It's a lot of discipline, and really the passion for what I'm doing is what fuels me.
And that I love that you shared that because I think that's the key. You stay at work, shut off the other stuff, go to another conference. Because if you go home, it's like, oh, some laundry, get some food. Oh, let's flip on the World Cup. And it just goes downhill from there. But isolating yourself like that, and I've shared this before, but people that are disciplined, that put in the time, and that study the subjects that they know they're not good at and they don't like, and they score horribly on the practice tests and exams and exercises, those tend, at least the people that I've talked to, those tend to be the people that pass. Where they get into trouble is people who obviously don't put in the time, But sometimes people put in the time, but they just study what they enjoy. And for most of the people, it's the investments, and they get absolutely slaughtered on the other sections.
Yeah. Absolutely, Caleb. And I know myself well enough that after a very, very long day, if I go home and I try and study, I'm just going to go to my bed. I'm not going to sit at my desk and be productive. And that's just me knowing myself well. So you have to build in the discipline and I guess just the habits when you know yourself well.
Well, I feel like I'm talking to a 30-year veteran here. I mean, this is awesome. And that's a compliment, not a dig. That is awesome.
Thank you.
That all the stuff that you're doing, you've already given us a lot. And I'm very motivated just talking with you. So I appreciate that. And I hope other people are as well. Any final tips or anything words of wisdom that you'd like to leave the audience with?
Oh, that's harsh. Gosh, hard, not harsh. So if I'm going to take it two different ways. If you are young in this industry looking for your place, just know that there are organizations, resources, and people out there to help you. It's just finding the programs like the FinServ Foundation, like Amplified Financial Planning's externship program, getting plugged into your school's financial planning club, or starting one if you don't have one at your school. And it's really taking people up on their offer to help you. So many times I see students get offered to be mentored or, just receive help and they never follow up. So follow up on people. People are here to support you. There are programs, resources. And if you are a veteran in this industry, this is your opportunity to be the mentor that you may have never had. So you can mentor through so many organizations, and you can also get plugged into your alma mater and help out that way as well. It's so rewarding. We hear this again and again in our mentorship program that the mentors get a little bit more out of it than the mentees, which is just so shocking to hear, being a mentee and not yet a mentor. So I don't know. I've taken so much out of all the mentorships I've had. So for a mentor to say that they've learned more from me when I don't know anything is just gives you a little bit of different perspective on it. So give back. And if you are trying to find your place in this industry, know that there are people who are looking to help support you.
Victoria, thanks so much for coming on the show. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Caleb.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the New Planner Podcast. If you're ready to discover the top career paths for financial planners and see which track is best for you, we created a free guide to help you. Grab your copy of the Financial Planner Career Roadmap at newplannerrecruiting.com/roadmap. There, you'll also find more tools and resources all created to help you build a successful financial planning career. Tune back in next week for another episode, and until then, we're here to help you succeed.